Okay, so I'm gonna start with my sky color. And for my sky color, I'm just gonna use regular blue and white. I'm not using the turquoise yet. I'm just gonna mix regular blue and white. And it's gonna be darker at the top of the canvas. So right up here is gonna be dark. If you like painting like that Van Gogh style where you have a lot of brush strokes showing, that can be a fun way to paint. I really like painting that way. You see a lot of movement in your painting, a lot of brush strokes. Just make sure your paint isn't too watery. So I'm starting with the darker paint at the top, and it's gonna get darker as I move down. I mean lighter as I move down. So it's darker at the top. And I'm really not even adding any more blue, I'm just adding white. I'm gonna paint right over my line here, the line that I drew for my mountain, because you'll still be able to see your pencil line through the paint. And I want my brush strokes to all be going the same direction.
Me too. What a coincidence. Anytime in my class. Guess what? If I can sit here, you can sit here. Thank you.
Oh, that's a big sky. So now that I have my sky, I'm gonna use a different color for my water. The water, I'm gonna use like that turquoise color, and I'm gonna mix it with the blue. If you have the turquoise color, then use that. If you do not have it because you weren't able to get to school yet to pick it up, mix blue and green and add a little bit of white, and you will get like an aquamarine color. if you don't like that color and you want to end up going over it, you can go get your paints at school, or you can even, like, you know, try and beg someone to bring you to Walmart to buy a little container of this color that I have here. And what we're doing is just the base coat. It's just the blocking in.
Oh, we can mix all of their green and white.
What are you doing now?
Different one of the beach pictures that we picked. Just that blocking in. We're gonna go and add all the details to this later. Okay, great. Okay. I'm gonna add the color now for my mountains. And even though, I don't know if you remember looking at it, if you're doing this one, there were a couple different layers of mountain, but they're all kind of like a greenish, bluish green color. So I'm gonna just getting that base color in. The only thing I'm being really careful with is the end, like the outside here. And everything else I'm just filling in. So I have a little bit of green mixed with, you can mix green with some turquoise, you can mix a little bit of the blue into the green, and a tiny bit of white. Tiny, tiny, tiny bit, not a lot. It's off in the distance, so it's a little bit faded. But again, this is just the background. If your paint is kind of drying up a little on your canvas, on your palette, just add a little bit of water onto your brush and you'll get it nice and fluidy again. Okay, my next color will be the beach color, the sand. Okay, so we're gonna mix the sand color now. If you're not up to this point yet, just let me know in the chat and I'll help you mix it when you're ready for it. For the sand color, you're gonna need your school bus yellow, white, and a brown. So get that stinky brown that I gave you guys and get a little bit of the school bus yellow. And first take that yellow and add white to the yellow. So you have this very, very, very light yellow. Then just add some brown until you get the color that you like for the sand. Like, you might think it's a little too yellow, you want it to be a little bit more sandy color, okay? But you should be able to get a really nice sand color that way. So I'm just gonna start filling in my sand. Even though a lot of this is gonna be covered with like trees and bushes, I'm just gonna fill it all in. The sand part that's kind of far away, I'm gonna make it lighter. And as it gets closer down the canvas towards me, I'm gonna make it a little darker. Another thing to remember though is try to not mix your sand color with any water color because you will make green. So right now my water is dry. So like, even if you know there's gonna be waves here, or even if you know there's going to be a tree or a bush there, still cover the background of your canvas, just so you don't have any white canvas showing through.